Hello, everybody. Good morning, afternoon, or evening, depending on what time you're watching this. Today, I'm wanting to give a this talk about what's going on in the world. I was playing a game, so I hope you enjoy that. And I'm still playing some Hoi 4, and hopefully do pretty well in this, I guess. And I know I haven't posted in a little while. That's just because nervousness, stuff like that, just not knowing what to do. But at least for now, it's me doing this. To start off with, I just wanted the first topic I want to talk about is why the hell are people just turning a blind eye to politics all the time? I get that sort of a lot of people it's really uncomfortable and stuff like that, but why? If it's something so important, controls your life quite literally. Person in power controls your school, your healthcare, your military protects you, your police, and everything like that. So if something that obviously important is a part of your life, why choose to ignore it? I know there's lots of people who don't, lots of people make points like this, but when it comes to the world of just doing something in general, there's so many people who say, I don't care about it, all of them are bad anyway, I just need to not care, just give up with it and go away. Why give up with it? If it's so important, why give up? If they control your life through the power that you give them by being complacent or not voting or just going against them, because you're just tired of it all. You're just letting the worst one win. That's a general opinion people have seen for ages. For instance, people in America, I believe it was 30% of people did not vote at all, of who are eligible to vote, of course. And remember the voting difference, like 3 to 5% between Kamala Harris and Trump. Maybe it's 9%. I can't remember properly. So say if those 30 extra percent voted, it could have been Kamala, and the Iran thing could have been avoided. That much is well the fault of. Obviously, it's not entirely their fault. The politicians themselves are at fault, but also the people who don't fight against them are also part of the problem. It's allow them to get in without actual resistance. And then on the topic of politics, and I also want to ask, why do people not research for topics at all? I mean, myself, I don't know enough about it at all. But there's so many people who just do not know anything about any topic in politics whatsoever. And that is a massive problem I see. Because if you don't look at the politics of anything, you never know about anything and you just get misguided. That much is true when you look at the likes of Farage in Britain or even Trump with his lies about was winning, 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 but he's just broken the US economy. If you want to know why, Farage, Britain's far right politician at the moment, with about a third of the population supporting him, I think it was, so he's a third of the votes. That is because, well, Brexit mostly. That's the main thing he's done that broke the economy. And you can see that affecting everything. He said it would bring more money for the NHS. Great, perfect. More money is better for doctors, stuff like that. He said it will allow us to control immigration better. Just to get it out there, I support immigration. I don't support open borders, but I do support controlled and safe immigration because that brings good, safe people into the country. Spreads culture, spreads awareness, all good. But when it comes to Farage, he has run on the opinion for years by telling people that foreigners are committing all the crime in the country when it's still majority of white people. I think even when it comes to ratio of population of white people immigrants, it's opposite what Farage is saying basically. And when they say, "Oh, he's for the people because he drinks at my pub," that if it, just because they drink at your pub does not mean they support you, but just means they want to see you. just for reference, the person who control this country over right now don't want to show their name. It'll appear on screen at some point because, well, I have to be clicking on a nation to play. But he was arrested at a pub for causing, well, a bar, stuff like that, for causing violence against people or calling for it. Arrested, criminal, got elected anyway. Then it's like if you say, but oh, it goes to my pub, he actually talks to me. If that's the only reason you talk to a politician, then you are so easily misguided and gullible. For reference, I don't trust any politicians outright on themselves because the majority of them must be seeking power to get more influence, more money, stuff like that. That's been basically proven with the last 16 years of British prime ministers, about last 8 years, something like that. Basically, politicians get greedy. They try and push for power from the rich and the poor. It breaks. Like you can see that type of stuff in feudalism, and they also try and get too much support from the people, lose the nobles, cause revolution. Try to go too far with the nobles, lose support from the peasantry, and rebellion. Say like France with its wars against was Charles. I can't remember properly, but I think it's 16 or 1800s. Napoleon. I think maybe 18. The woman who said from Austria said let them eat cake or something like that, and had their head paraded through the streets. Everything like that. Just that's what happens when politicians take too much power from one group. Now it seems like I don't have any structure because I don't. I'm just talking out my rear basically. But the point I'm trying to say, just to make it clear, and I know I'll be talking very confusing. One, I'm British. Two, I don't have a clear structure for this. Three, I'm not good at videos. So that might explain it for you. But just make sure you need to look into politics and you need to vote. That's basically what you need to do. Just for reference, from what I've seen of politicians, and when you look up I forgot the name of it now. The books they put the policies in, something. The one that I most agree with at the moment, that the parties I support, yes, people might consider my hate that, but if you're too sensitive to actually talk about the parties you talk about, talking about politics, then you may not be here. And if you don't want to hear about any other groups, what they're saying, just go away. Because the party I support most right now is the Green Party. Funny part about that, people say that he would have been a supporter of this place right here, even though he is Zach Plansky, the leader of the Green Party. They say he would have been a part of that country. When I have a mouse over the grey one, that's right there next to Czechoslovakia. They say that he would have been a part of it, even though he is a gay Jew. That's confirmed. And when it comes to that, I support the Greens because one, pro LGBTQ, I'm pro LGBTQ. I am pro immigration, I have pro immigration. People try to say they're open borders, but it's not. Our manifesto has the name for it. But it's not in their manifesto. Yes, it says we would like our open borders, I think, in manifesto, but right after that it says, although this is not realistic in the modern climate, so we do not support open borders outright. As such, they are not pro open borders, basically. Just to keep it short and simple, they're not there. And then when it comes to the topics like that, I think people need to stop voting with the thought of, I need to stop this group from being bigger. For example, pro traditionalist Christians, stuff like that, they keep on saying, oh, these wokies keep on being too sensitive and I just want to stop them doing stuff. Meanwhile, they're also being extremely sensitive because they're so sensitive to the fact that they can't let anybody else live the way that they want to. Just get it out there. Something I've been taught throughout my life is that unless somebody hurts you or somebody else, it does not matter what they're doing, really. Yes, there is some differences to that, and there's some topics that should absolutely be challenged, even if it doesn't hurt people. But when it comes to a general overall view, just don't care what people are doing unless it hurts you or somebody else or them. If it's hurting somebody, then it should be stopped, but if it's not, then it's fair game. You just don't need to care about it. And when it comes to stuff like that, you need to really think about what I mean when I say that. Because I'm talking about groups, say, like LGBTQ specifically. Also, when it comes to races, it doesn't matter if somebody's black, white, brown, yellow, or even blue. When I say yellow, I don't. If anybody's offended with me saying those terms and the colours like that, I'm sorry. It's just the way I know how to say it. Whereas this way, please tell me because I really need to know. Probably should have looked at before making this, but I'm just going with the flow basically as I go through this. But how was I? I can't forget myself. When it comes to everything, just go with it. Gay people, you don't need to care for wanting to be intimate with people of their own sex. It's not hurting you. They're not trying to get with you in bed. They're not trying to do any of it. So don't care about their doing. It's not affecting you. It's only affecting themselves. It's not hurting them. If you try and use your little fictional book, the Bible, as proof of it, yes, I would have to check it, but I've heard something about King James, which most popular Bible was the King James Bible. At least I'm pretty sure it's anyway. Apparently, there's something about 96 instances on Wikipedia of him being with men, basically. So I don't think you really use the King James Bible as an example of anti-LGBTQ. Which just means if you try and use that, stop being dumb. Your own book says otherwise. And please read your own book if you're going to use it, because there's a lot of inconsistencies. Most commonly said of which is God is omnipotent and omniscient and all good. You can't be omnipotent and all good, because if you were, you could stop all the bad in the world. For instance, something that's happening down here in modern politics with a lot of war crimes. A lot. So if you're all knowing all good, you can't do that basically. I'm not. I support people believing in religion, believe in God. The general message a lot of the time is good. Treat your neighbors properly. Be nice to people. That's just how the world needs to work. However, there's just so many people who try to use that to try and hurt people, and those are the kind of people I'm talking about. If if you're trying to say no, you can't be with the person you want to be with because they're the same sex as you or same gender, then you're the one in the wrong, basically. Doesn't care if somebody's gay or lesbian or bi or non-binary or trans. They're not hurting you. They're living their own life. They're being happy. They're not hurting anybody else. They're happy. Effectively, what you are doing is being the child on the playground, seeing the kid playing with their own toy, but because it's a boy playing with a doll, you're slapping out the hand. The child's having fun. Just let them have fun. It's not hurting anyone. It's not hurting them. Let them have fun. And obviously, there'll be a lot of people trying to say stuff like, "Oh, it's not natural. It's you need. It's not the only natural one is to raise up people reproduce." And no, so stop with that. You can see in nature, lions, dogs, most commonly in dogs, male dogs get with each other all the time. Like actually, all the actual time. You can see it constantly. I have three dogs myself, and one of them constantly tries to huff the others. They're all boys. All the dogs are male. You can see that it's completely natural. Yes, people are trying to say, oh, so you're comparing gay people to animals, ill animals. No, that's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying, what I'm saying is that stop caring about if somebody gets with who they want to be, because it's natural to be who you want to be with. And I believe you can also see that in penguins, so male penguins will take in the orphan children of other penguins. Yes, sometimes in penguins it's not done in a good way, but it's penguins. Two pairs of male penguins take another pair's egg, basically, and that's you can see the same thing of gay couples adopting children. And you look at everything like life gets a lot easier when you stop caring about stuff that doesn't hurt you or anybody else. What you truly need to care about is stuff that does hurt you and other stuff. For example, the far right pushing. Oh, just to go back to Farage, takes in money from rich people, says it's for the poor, just then makes policies that support rich people. And another reference is Elon Musk basically forcing on people. Sorry, pardon me. Elon Musk saying on paper that he's now a trillionaire just because I believe it's SpaceX or XIO or something. Just because AI and space and investors love that stuff, even though I believe it's less profitable than Walmart is. So there's really no money there, actually, even though it's a $1 trillion company. Jesus Christ, I can't believe I have to keep on saying that now. It's a trillion. If people try and say, "Oh, he's earned that money," no, he was born to as the son of an emerald miner, who owned an emerald mine, basically. So born wealthy, and then was an investor. He's not an inventor; he's an investor. A true inventor, Dyson made a Dyson vacuum cleaner. I believe it's the first vacuum without a bag, basically. So you don't need to keep on buying replacement parts and consuming, buying over and over. In a shed, made thousands of Hoovers and vacuum cleaners before eventually getting it right and then spreading it across the world. That is somebody who you can truly say is an inventor, not an investor. I don't know about Dyson's personal views, so I won't support him outright, but I will say he's an inventor. That is something that I can say outright because it's true. However, Elon Musk basically brought out the investor spot from SpaceX. Oh, Jesus Christ, it's going well. This should go as well. Um, just brought out Tesla, basically. People made Tesla. It might have just been like energy before cars. No, I'm pretty sure there's a car from Tesla made before Elon Musk took control of it, basically. And he just buys into that and says he was a co founder. And basically forces the others to say that he is, even though he really was not. Basically, he was the opposite of a co founder because he's brought into it. And I'm losing where I am again. The game's tripping. Sorry, I'm a bit dumb. But I do have a message to say, so I'm going to say it anyway because it's important to get the word out. But so when it comes to the global politics of the world, just stick your nose out of it unless it affects you or people who are being hurt. And the example I will say is transgender people. That's the main big one. Transgender and immigrants. Those are the big ones people talk about nowadays. Transgender people are not hurting themselves. There's evidence recently. I haven't fully fact checked. I googled it and it said it was right. I did not use the Google AI. I went into the website. It said there's some evidence for it, but it may not be fully proven just yet. Of transgender people basically having a different brain structure that more aligns with, say, if you're transgender female, so male born, then, well, what's what I want to say for? I want to say transform, that's rude. Um, I guess feminized, so born male, feminized, become female, basically. There's evidence that your brain will naturally more closely align to the functions of the female brain, and vice versa for trans men. So born female, then male. That is roughly what. That's roughly what I mean when I say. I'm losing myself. I'm really not made for you. Jesus Christ. I'm gonna carry on anyway. I'll learn eventually. It doesn't matter If they're trans, femme, gay, lesbian, or whatever, but it's their life, they're happy, stick your nose out of it. You don't need to care. They're having fun, they're not hurting you. Stick your nose out of it. That is the main important thing that people need to live by in the modern day. People will always say, stick your nose out of it when they're doing bad stuff. Say criminals, or when they go and do other stuff. Stick your nose out of it. Because they try and say you should not really care too much, but really you should. You should care about stuff that hurts people because it's hurting people. It shouldn't happen. I know, I'm just all over the place. Jesus Christ. I'm having fun now. I should probably talk more of the game. Basically, right now I'm playing Austria-Hungary. I'm sorry, everybody. If you're still around, thank you for listening. I know I'm boring, and I know I'm. You can't tell what's going on with me. I can't tell what's going on with me. I'm on a waiting list for a whole bunch of stuff. But if you, I'll go back to my point when I'll try and change the topic just so I stop being confusing. You don't need to care what a person does unless it's hurting you or somebody else. I know I've said that a lot. I'll say it to the day I die. If it's not hurting you, don't care about it unless it's hurting somebody else. And that topic's seen in transgender people because they just want to change how they are, how they appear, and what they refer as. If you're trying to say, "Oh, it's too hard for me to do this. I'm not going to do it because it's too hard for me to change what pronouns use for a person." You do it all the time anyway. When you accidentally misgender a person who looked male, who's born female, is presenting as female. You do it for them. You do it for a dog. You do it for a cat. You do it for a child. So realistically, you should just not care at all about changing it because you do it all the time anyway. If you if you go out into public, it's going to happen at some point. Ah, Jesus Christ. Well, that makes the game a bit easier, I guess. I didn't mean to do it. So basically, it's transgender people don't really care because really they're not hurting you, they're not doing anything bad at all. They're just trying to live their life, and you should too, because they're having fun. You can have your own fun. You don't need to care at all. They're not getting in the way of your fun. I promise my next video will be a lot more organised. I planned to actually just play a game and talk about the game. Jeez. I didn't plan to play it in this video, but basically, just stop caring unless they hurt you. They're not hurting you, so don't care. I'm distracted. That's why I'm just going over this over and over and over and saying it until the cows come home. And yes, I'm probably mumbling a lot. That's my problem. I spent the speech sessions did not work for me. But I'll just come right out and say it. I'll be fully clear about my views. I am transgender. I am born male. I have a male voice. I have the male parts. And yes, that might make me a bit biased in my views. But everybody's biased in their views. So just don't care about it. If you want to have an honest conversation, put a comment in the comment section. Talk about what you think, and I'll say what I think. Why is that? My OBS is being funky. Oh, uh, just don't care about it unless it actually affects you. Because there's just so many people who would try and force their views onto people, mostly Christians, yes, gay people. They'll say about the views, but they're forcing you to be gay or trying to do anything. They're just saying, "Hey, I'm transgender. Please don't hurt me. Let me be me." Basically, that's what they're saying. That's what they're doing. You can't say otherwise because they're really not doing any of it. Stop caring because you don't need to. It's not hurting. It's not hurting. You know, I've lost where I am. I'm just repeating points over and over and over and over. I'm going to end the video here. I'm sorry for this yapping on and on. But just go with vowels. Think about vowels every time you try and talk about politics or anything like that. Is it hurting you? Is it not? Oh, mercy. Sorry, but hay fever was claiming it because I ran out of my Pexopenity, which is hay fever medication. And don't worry about what people are doing because it doesn't. It really does not matter to you. Oh, that's easy. Maybe people want me to keep on carrying on, but that's why I'm sneezing. Bless me. Anyways, I hope you have a great day. If you stuck around to this part of the video, well done. I'm boring as hell. Thank you for listening. Have a wonderful day.